Hey everyone, this is Hailey from Cartooners, and today I am with MYKAL, and we are going to talk about Miraculous Ladybug once again, mostly because, as many of you probably saw, we got a new episode called Sapoti, which basically introduced Rena Rouge, who is Alya with the Fox Miraculous, and that was amazing. It kind of came out of nowhere. We were not really expecting this, but it happened, and the episode was great, I'd say. And today we are going to talk about it and analyze it and see what we can, find.
Yeah, it's exciting. She's not Volpina for some reason.
Nope. Oh, you thought she was going to be Volpina?
Yeah, well, I just haven't had a chance to mention that in a video, but yeah, I was confused because haven't they always pretty much had the name passed down? It was always just Ladybug, I think, to our knowledge at least. That it was implied that it was always Ladybug. So I'm not sure why it's not Volpina. I guess she just made up a name because she didn't know any better, probably. So she just came up with that name. So that's the new name for whatever reason. Or do they always just name themselves? I'm not sure what it is.
That's a great point. I would have thought, yeah, since they've always been called Ladybug or Cat Noir, definitely. Maybe they're changing it up this time. And definitely with somebody else coming up soon, her confirmed name when she has her Miraculous is interesting too. So I don't know if it'll be another situation like this. But yeah, let's get back to Rena Rouge and not Volpina. So in this episode, we see that in the Sapoti, which are Alya's little sisters, they get kumatized and they're causing trouble, and it's up to Marinette and Cat Noir. But they are swamped with so many Sapoti who are little tricksters. So they, her Miraculous actually is the one where she uses Lucky Charm, and it kind of signaled her to actually go to Master Fuu and, get help. I guess that's what it was about. And he ends up pretty much saying, or I don't know, she just convinced him, right? Oh, I need help, or I don't know. He trusted her, right?
Yeah, essentially, and I think he more so even trusted the actual Miraculous because that's what the Miraculous told her to do. So he understands that the Miraculous is very powerful, especially Marinette's, because it's one of the stronger ones apparently. So I think he just trusted that vision or I guess the literal teapot that fell out of nowhere, that, the Miraculous was not going to completely misguide Marinette and wasn't going to misguide Master Fuu. So I think that's mostly where that came from. Obviously, it stems from Marinette, too, because he does trust Marinette. But this was just sort of a test, I guess, because I feel like he knew Marinette wasn't going to do anything crazy or dumb. But at the same time, he knows that the Miraculous is pretty much always right, as long as you know what to look for. So, yeah, I think that pretty much makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And so Marinette chose the Fox Miraculous and decided to give it to Alya because, they're best friends. So, but it does complicate things quite a bit because Alya is also kind of keeping her secret identity. But yeah, Marinette knows about it, but Alya doesn't know. Marinette knows about it because Alya doesn't know Marinette is Ladybug. So this has just got a whole, very much more complicated. And it's just getting layers deeper with these secret identities, and it's getting kind of crazy and ridiculous at this point, honestly.
Yeah, and I like that Alya actually looks somewhat different because of the hair and stuff. I hate that no one knows that Cat Noir and Ladybug aren't Marinette and Adrian. That makes no sense, but at least she has more of a transformation, so that was cool. But yeah, we got some interesting little fun character, not really character development, but sort of character development. For Alya, where at the beginning she was like, oh, I would never keep a secret. I would definitely tell my best friend if I was Ladybug or superhero, blah, blah, blah. And then she ends up not, telling anybody, which I think was just, specifically for respect for Ladybug, telling her not to. She wanted to do right by Ladybug, I guess. But yeah, that was very interesting. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of layers. And it's going to get really interesting once we have some more Miraculous holders. There's going to be a lot of interwebs, a lot of webs and connecting people who know identities and who don't know identities. Although it looks like for the most part, I would assume that, whether Cat Noir or Ladybug get the next Miraculouses to give to somebody, they're going to be pretty much the only ones who know other identities, it seems like.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I like that so much, but it does make sense. I would rather they all know each other, and then that's it, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I was not...
they might be getting to that at some point. I feel like they're gonna build towards that, like you mentioned, the whole quote unquote Justice League Miraculous thing.
Mm-hmm.
They might get to that, but they're probably gonna start here and then build from there, and then eventually do a whole thing. But we could do a whole video about that, about the whole reveal tactic that they're gonna use for the Miraculous holders.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So yeah, let's move on a bit to Rena Rouge in particular. What did you think about her power, which was illusions? Did you guess that? I think that was pretty much, kind of obvious because Volpina had that too.
Right.
But hers was, Rena Rouge's is great. It was great how she was just able to use her flute and just flute thing.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much assumed that was going to be the case. She pretty much have the same powers as Volpina. I don't think we saw, like... the big... Well, yeah, I guess that's her main power, is just doing the illusion thing, and that's basically her version of the Cataclysm and the Lucky Charm and whatnot, which is interesting. I don't know if they all have like a whole stack of powers, because Ladybug, she has the Lucky Charm, and then she also has, like, besides the yo-yo weapon itself, she also has the ability to de-evilize the freaking butterflies. So I'm curious, like, if... because we haven't really seen a lot of, like, Cat Noir extra powers besides just the baton, the staff, and obviously Alya, Rena Rouge, has the power of illusion, so I don't know if she has, like, a secondary power that might come into play later, but yeah, it was really cool to see that. I don't know if it was, like, 100% necessary to do that, because, like, it seemed like Marinette's Miraculous was specifically trying to get her to go to Master Fuu and get another Miraculous. So, like, did it know that she was going to pick the Fox one specifically,
right?
And use the Fox one specifically to give to Alya, who would do the amusement park thing? Or, like, what, like, how, I'm curious as to what the extent of those powers are.
I mean, Marinette always figures out what the Lucky Charm is asking for, even though they usually have, like, they're usually red with black spots.
Right.
So this time it didn't signal, like, get this Fox Miraculous. I guess she just kind of knew, because, I mean, she did almost take the B Miraculous, if you noticed.
Yeah.
Really quickly. But she hesitated and then went to the Fox. So just intuition, probably, or, just fate. It just happened.
I guess so. She did mention something like that. So I guess that's what it was, but I'm just curious what the Miraculous... did it intend the Fox Miraculous, or did it intend any type of Miraculous, or did it intend
maybe anything would have worked. Any
Yeah.
extra help. I don't know.
Yeah, because it didn't seem like it was an extra help type of thing, really. Like, it seemed like it was very specific to the illusion for the amusement park.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, I guess, Miraculouses, we got the new Kwami, which is Trixx. And it looks like it's a dude Miraculous. I don't know. Sounded like it. Yeah. So I guess I was not expecting that. But what do you think about Trixx?
Like Trixx, we don't really know much about him. He seems to be, ironically enough, he seems less mischievous than Plague, which is weird because the foxes are usually the more mischievous ones and, like, sneaky. But I guess we'll see. We didn't really get to see a lot of his real personality. He just kind of seems standard, which that might just be his personality in general. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, he seems cool. I like his design, and I'm excited to see the other ones for sure, and hopefully see him interact with some of the other Kwami later on.
Yeah, we also saw, I guess it's Wise again.
Yeah,
that's how you say it.
In French, it's Wise, but it's Ways.
Oh, it was? Okay. I was like, I forgot. Because I'm watching
That's what it
everything
sounded
with
like, at least.
subs now.
Yeah.
One day we'll get the actual American release for these. But yeah, we got to see him again, so that was cool. We got to see more interactions with, I guess Master Fuu, like we mentioned. So that's cool. So we actually got quite a bit in this episode. I was pretty surprised, I guess, with all the what happened. I guess at the end, how we talked about she didn't keep it.
Right.
So yeah. When do you think she'll, pretty soon she'll get it back again, or do you think that's a while away?
I hope it's. I mean, I'm fine if it's not too soon, but I don't want them to get too slow with their pace, because not a lot has happened this season so far. We've been mostly doing, for the most part, little things here and there, but for the most part, been doing episodic, Freak of the Week type of things, just like season 1. but just with a little more peppering on it. And right now it seems like they're kind of building up to a more contained storyline with, now Hawkmoth knows there's nothing miraculous, so that adds a layer to his character. He now knows that there's probably a guardian, which I don't know why he thought that. There may have been something about guardians in the book, I guess, so I'm assuming he's deducing that based off his research. So now he's kind of aware that there's probably a guardian somewhere in Paris. So he's kind of that kind of adds a certain layer to his character and his certain actions and what he'll do moving forward. And he'll probably try to find and sniff out the guardian in one way or another. So that'll probably come into play soon. But we do know that there are other, Chloe's getting a miraculous. Quick, minor spoiler alert. Nino is getting a miraculous. So I hope they don't take forever to do that. I hope they don't go back. Okay, we're gonna do another 8 episodes of Jagged Stone's tiger getting acclimatized.
I'm ready for that.
He didn't get the food he wanted, and Jagged Stone. I don't know, whatever. But I hope we don't get too caught up in random stuff. I hope we do get to the nitty gritty pretty soon and get the other people miraculouses when they need it, and hopefully they will be able to keep them permanently, hopefully prove themselves, or maybe there'll be a grandiose threat. Maybe Hawkmoth does find Master Fuu and does something bad to Master Fuu, so they all have to band together, and that's when the whole miraculous team starts. So hopefully that starts soon, but we do know Marinette's going to New York. We know, I think she's going to China, I believe, at some point. So we know there's more world building. We know there's other superheroes out there in this universe, so hopefully you can start building on that, and hopefully the pacing doesn't get too slow, because the lore of this world is really cool, but they need to really put it together and focus more on it. And it looks like they're setting that up. They're setting up the pieces. I didn't expect them to go full on right away, because I was surprised that Alya didn't get to keep it, but I guess it does make sense if they're trying to build certain things and pace themselves correctly. But I hope they don't overpace themselves, because I think that's something a lot of cartoons kind of suffer from, is they go too slow. They don't go fast enough, and it gets kind of exhausting. So hope that doesn't happen with the show.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with everything you said, and it's exciting. There's a lot of exciting stuff hopefully in store for us very soon, and hopefully we won't have to wait till like you said, the last 3 episodes of the season,
right?
Which would suck, because we have 16 episodes left, because this was episode 10, I believe. So I think it's 26 episodes. That's typical, I believe, around there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're almost. We still got a while left, but we'll see. Yeah, and then hopefully season 3 is a thing not too long after, because we had a huge break between season 1 and 2. So I think they'll try to make up for that with season 3 as well. So
right.
That's cool. Anything else you'd like to mention?
Yeah, I feel like just in general, Miraculous is more, out of the shows that we talk about, it's more quote unquote childish. Mm-hmm. It's more predictable. It's not as catered to or to adults really, although it is charming. But I feel like they need to be careful with that, because if they go too slow and do it really episodic, obviously the adult audience might be kind of turned off by that. But we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I like Alya's design a lot. She looks really cool. I dig the flute. Reminds me of Ocarina of Time. Brought me back a little bit. So yeah, I dig that, and I hope she comes back soon as Rena Rouge, and I hope we get more Miraculi soon, and we don't have to wait too long. But yeah, it was a good episode though. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved Rena Rouge's her fake tail thing in the back. I don't know, like a cape kind of thing. That was just, I love that kind of design. It worked really well. So it was just they managed to do a couple different things. They did one thing with Volpina, and then an entirely different kind of still fox a design with Rena Rouge, and so they did a good job on both of them. So yeah, stay tuned for more Miraculous Ladybug videos. We're gonna have some theories, maybe more discussions, and hopefully even some more episodes very shortly. Who knows? They've been doing one a week for I don't know, maybe 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. So they might still do that. So we'll see, and we might have a lot to talk about. So make sure to stay tuned, as well as make sure to subscribe, like the video, get notifications as well, because we'll be uploading frequently throughout the week and the weeks to come. Also, if you're thank you to our many patrons. I've been doing a weekly poll, which I will start putting more Miraculous stuff on there. So if you definitely want to see Miraculous videos, become a patron and vote on there as well. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Later.